Here's how Richard Rodgers changed the game and then was like, actually, I liked the old game, let's go back. I'm Will from the Theater Lovers. I'm a theater content creator and historian. I have a better theater library than most colleges. This is the theater lore. Before the standard book musical, theater songs were a lot more general. The show's main plots were often pretty basic, the kind of stereotypical boy meets girl, flimsy love stories. So songwriters could essentially just write great songs, throw them in a trunk, and then figure out how to fit them into a show later. Trunk songs. The shows were just vehicles for catchy songs and funny jokes, but you can still enjoy the ride. It's a vehicle. Beep beep. Ethan Morden uses a phrase I love, describing one of these standard 20s shows. He says, "It was a great show, but not a great work." Through the 1930s and 40s, several authors started to write more plot-specific and crucially character-specific songs. That's what makes Oklahoma a big deal in 1943. Rodgers and Hammerstein are already established pros, now they're working together for the first time, and what they're about to do is entertaining and serious. Every element of the show has to serve the story they're telling. They write a song called Boys and Girls Like You and Me for this new style. It's toward the middle end of Act 2 when Curly and Laurie finally commit themselves to each other, and the song is sweet and tender and slow. Once they get it in front of audiences out of town, it's clear that the moment just needs a bigger, more celebratory song. So they cut Boys and Girls in Boston tryouts. Instead, Rodgers and Hammerstein put a reprise of People Will Say We're in Love. Where Boys and Girls was austere, the People Will Say reprise is celebratory. It's the culmination of everything we've seen in the book scenes between Curly and Laurie. Now, Oscar Hammerstein didn't generally like repeating himself, and he hates reprises, but he agrees it's the right call. Oklahoma is immediately celebrated as the ultimate culmination of the integration of book and music and lyrics and dance. It's a great show and a great work. But after that, Rodgers is like, oh, I still really like that Boys and Girls song. You know, I'll put it somewhere else like I always have. Except Rodgers can't use trunk songs like he used to because he just changed the game. Boys and Girls was almost included in Meet Me in St. Louis. It's not even a show Rodgers and Hammerstein wrote, to be sung by Judy Garland. And Judy knows from trunk songs.
I was born in a trunk.
It gets recorded and filmed, but ultimately cut. Then it's almost put into Take Me Out to the Ball Game, sung by Frank Sinatra. Same thing, cut. Eventually, it ends up in the 1996 Broadway version of State Fair, and sometimes Cinderella. But R&H themselves have been out of the picture for decades. R&H kept raising the bar for themselves and for others. I mean, Carousel, South Pacific, The King and I, The Sound of Music. We think of these groundbreaking artists as being very intentional, pure of motive and ambition. Still innovative, for sure. But they were also people at their jobs. Sometimes you're like, ugh, I don't want to write a new song. This one's already great. It can be a great song, but now it also has to make the show great.